This is Breaking News.
Good afternoon. I'm Jessica Moore with breaking news. We have just learned the Trump administration is pulling the approval for congestion pricing. The Department of Transportation is sending a letter to Governor Hochul this afternoon saying it is, quote, backward and unfair. We have a copy of that letter. It says it's not a fair deal. Everyone should have access to the city, not just the elite. Congressman Mike Lawler tells our Marcia Kramer he was informed today that the decision had been made to end the toll that just went into effect on January 5th. As you know, charges drivers $9 to drive into Manhattan's central business district. And Marcia joins us now with more. Marcia, we barely had 1 month of this, and now it's over. Is it that simple?
Well, the thing about it is this, that President Trump made a promise on the campaign trail that he was going to end congestion pricing. And today, the people who wanted him to make that promise are saying, thank God he made the promise. However, you know, there's two sides of this. The people who are transportation alternatives and others are quite upset and bowing to fight this with every ounce of their being. But I have to tell you this, the reasoning behind it is very simple. What the Transportation Department is doing, actually it's the Federal Highway Administration, they're basically saying several things. One, it's harmful to small businesses who depend on business from Connecticut and New Jersey. They're also taking issue with the toll itself because they say the toll was, according to the MTA, is to raise money for transportation. And according to environmental studies, it should be a toll to reduce congestion. So they take issue with the whole idea that it's revenue for other projects.
Like how the money is being used, essentially, right?
And how the toll is being used and how it was set. And they also say it makes New York the most expensive city in the nation to come into the city.
Right. So when they say opponents of this say we're going to fight back, what is the recourse? Can you think of anything? I mean, what's the next step here for people who are upset?
Have you heard of the federal courts?
I have. I just wanted you to explain it to our viewers.
No. So what's going to happen is this. So, I mean, look, the MTA can sue, the governor can sue, the Riders Alliance says they're going to sue. We will defend it with everything we have. So what you're going to see is people are going to go into court. They're going to go into the courts in New Jersey, probably, because, as you know, in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy has been trying to kill this, and he personally wrote a letter to the president saying, please kill this. So there's going to be suits filed in New Jersey, suits filed in Manhattan federal court, and they're going to try to overturn it. But, you know, the president feels that he has a new transportation department, he has a new Federal Highway Administration. He feels he has the right to do this. He promised to do it. He's keeping his promise. In fact, Robert Holden, who has been against congestion pricing forever, says President Trump kept his promise to New Yorkers by stopping the unfair congestion pricing scheme. He calls it a scam tax that was unjust from the very start. He calls it a major, major victory for working and middle-class families who were forced to shoulder another financial burden.
A lot of people feel that way. You mentioned Governor Murphy. This was one point of commonality, one of the few points of commonality that he had with President Trump. Governor Hochul, you know, that's a different situation. I mean, I know you've had a hugely busy day, as you always have, but right now Governor Hochul is dealing with a lot. This is a major blow to something that she really championed.
Well, the thing about it is that Governor Hochul now is in a very difficult position. Remember this. She at first decided to stop congestion pricing, saying that the original fee, which was $15, was unfair. And then under pressure from transit officials and others, she came back and she said, because I'm concerned about affordability, I'm going to charge only $9, and there'll be some benefits to people coming in from New Jersey through the tunnel, so they get a reduced fare. They pay only $5 less.
It's still going to be interesting to see how she.
Well, I mean, think about this. She's got to deal with the mayor in court.
That's what I'm saying.
She's got to deal with Mayor Adams in court. You know, a decision about whether she should remove Mayor Adams. How to deal with congestion pricing. I mean, she must be tearing her hair out.
Kind of like you these days, right? Although you do it with ease and poise. Thank you so much, Marcia. And as Marcia mentioned, reaction is pouring in to Trump ending congestion pricing. The Common Cause applauded the president for keeping his campaign promise, saying, quote, we stand ready to work alongside the administration to continue advocating for policies that put New Yorkers first. The Riders Alliance also weighed in, as Marcia mentioned, saying public transit riders won congestion relief and are now enjoying faster and more reliable bus service from throughout New York and New Jersey. We are committed to maintaining and expanding on our victory, and will defend it with everything we have. Again, the Trump administration, President Trump making good on a campaign promise, putting an end effectively to congestion pricing, barring many subsequent legal lawsuits to come. We will have continuing coverage of this story on our streaming channel, CBS News New York, and a complete wrap-up for you tonight on CBS News New York at 5 and 6. Now back to your regular programming.
This has been breaking news.